Hi guys. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I know I promised a video on how to cleanse crystals. I will eventually make one. I just want to find a really quiet, sacred time to make it. But I wanted to make this quick video today. So today was a big day for me. Um, I went for my first dirt bike ride this year. Um, might not sound like much to some, but for me, it's actually quite a big deal. Maybe a little bit of a recap on my journey. For some of you who might not know, I used to heavily compete in motocross, enduro cross, cross country, even competitive trials. I did that for 7 or 8 years, but definitely for 5 solid years in terms of competitive racing, actually racing. So dirt bikes are a big part of my life. And it's been very, very difficult these last several years because I got sick about 5 years ago, and that totally just shattered everything for me. My dreams of becoming the fastest enduro racer in Canada and competing at, I was competing national caliber, but like my dreams were like international. Like I wanted to compete at the ISDE one day. It was like my goal to compete, which is the International 6 Days Enduro, which is like the one of the toughest races in the entire world. It's basically the Olympics of off-road. So I had really, really high goals for me, and it's been very difficult. Obviously, it's a very physically demanding sport. So, and I probably wasn't nourishing myself too throughout the whole process. Uh, I was very hard on my body. Let's just put it that way. And I definitely exhausted myself throughout those years. But it's when I broke up with my ex, and now I'm with my husband now. And when I broke up with my ex, because I had this whole like racing career with him, I broke up with him and then got very ill. Thank goodness my husband was so good with me throughout these years and so compassionate, because you guys know when you get sick and you're like basically bedridden, it's very difficult for other people to understand what you're going through, and he was just there with me the whole time, and understood everything, like never questioned it, and always been supportive of my healing journey. And now it's not just healing, like let's say physically, on a physical level, like diet nutrition and supplements and procedures like coffee enemas and all that. It's become like this whole full-blown spiritual journey for me. So yeah, my world definitely got twisted upside down, or thrown upside down, when I got sick, because it's like all of my dreams were just shattered. I was like one day, uh, a super athlete, like, just imagine somebody that competes in the Olympics, you see on TV. I was dedicating my life in the same way as to my sport as, let's say, an Olympic athlete would to his or her discipline. I was like full blown into this whole dirt bike motocross scene, and it was my life. It was my baby. It was my dream. Ugh. So when I got sick, yeah, that was definitely, definitely rough for me. And it got to a point where I kind of felt I had to distance myself from, dirt biking, because I had some healing to do, like not just on a physical level, but definitely my whole relationship with myself first and foremost, and the relationship I had with dirt biking, the whole competitiveness behind it, and maybe the ego aspects to it, the reasons why I was doing it. It was coming from a place of lack, definitely. It's sad to say, but I've definitely come a long way now, and I'm aware of all of those things, and healing, and still healing, and will for the rest of my life. But which is awesome. This whole healing journey, I'm really, really excited about. But I just felt like I had to make this video because it's definitely a huge part of me, and I've been struggling a lot with the whole topic of dirt biking lately, because now that I'm actually, it's been 5 years since I got sick, and now that I've been feeling better, I've been on my healing journey for 4 years, on nutritional balancing for 3 years. So now that I'm physically feeling a lot better, it's strange. It's like these feelings of wanting to go dirt biking are actually coming back, which is good. Because I did love the sport. I absolutely loved it, and when I used to ride my dirt bike, it was my way of being in the flow. It was my way of grounding myself into my physical body. Believe it or not, sports are very grounding in nature. And like, for instance, when you're riding a dirt bike, you're putting a lot of your weight on the foot pegs. So you're focusing a lot of your weight and your energy down into your foot pegs. So it's naturally very grounding in nature, because when you're when you're racing, you're not thinking about that, thing you need to do at work on Monday. You're not thinking about that kind of stuff. You're thinking about your body, your positioning on the motorcycle, shifting your weight between the foot pegs. It's very, very grounding in nature. And I didn't understand that at the time, but that was my way of of connecting and being in my body. It was through motocross and dirt biking, which is quite fascinating. But yeah, it's been quite the journey now, trying to kind of mend my relationship to the sport. It was at one point when I got ill and kind of like felt off about the whole dirt biking thing, and like, no, dirt bikes are, they're no good, and all of that. All of these things going through my mind, I actually created a second Facebook account, because all of my newsfeed on my Facebook account was dirt bikes, enduro cross and trials bikes. It was just flooded with that content, and I couldn't even look at that anymore. I had to create a separate Facebook account, and to this day I still have my 2 Facebook accounts, because I've got one that's all about healing, all of the nutritional balancing stuff, and healing and spirituality content. And then I have my original Facebook account, which most of my childhood friends I have on that account, and all of the dirt bike people that I've met through. Like, that's another thing too. Like, wow, I had to, like, it's like I felt like I lost this whole huge aspect of myself, like these relationships that I had built around dirt biking, all gone. It was very difficult. I cried quite a bit. I was depressed, and that's actually when, I'd say 3 years ago, I went through like my first dark night of the soul. I was very depressed and had a hard time getting over it. Like, my dreams of becoming the fastest dirt bike racer, dirt bike chick in Canada all down the drain. It was very, very difficult because, like, I was so, so exhausted, so tired. And yeah, I went from being like this super top performing athlete to bedridden. And I'm sure, sure there's a lot of other people out there that can relate. It was a difficult one for me, but I'm so glad that it all happened because I'm here today, so much more wise and awakened, and healing my relationship to self, exploring self, and just coming into my like fullest. How do I explain this? But this most authentic expression of my soul. It's coming through finally, and it's definitely not through dirt biking. But I mean, it's not to say that I can't have fun and go for a dirt bike ride. It was very difficult. For a while, I was struggling because going through my spiritual awakening, it's like almost like veganism, you don't want to eat animal products because you're killing innocent animals and it's not good for the environment and all of that stuff. I went through the same thing with the whole power sports industry. Obviously it's not good for the planet. It's just, it burns gasoline and oil, and it's just not good for the planet. So definitely struggled with that for a long time, and still kind of do, but slowly healing and getting through it. And I do think that it's totally fine to still enjoy the sport while I can. I'm young. I've healed physically enough to actually get back on the bike and ride, which is quite exciting. I haven't been following the program as much during the summer. It's actually, I do that all the time. During the winter, I'm like full blown into the program. I do my enemas almost every day, and I'm very strict with my diet, like super strict with my diet, and I do my sauna and my light therapy, like intense. And then in the summertime, it's just summertime for me. I like to be outside more. I enjoy my flowers, my yard. I tend to veer off from the diet a little because I do like to eat different things in the summertime. It's very hot here in the summer, so I can eat a little bit of fruit and a little bit of salad here and there. In the wintertime, I tend to always go back to the tried and true NB diet, and I do a lot more of the procedures, and that's totally awesome. I'm very much in the flow with nature. I'm very much more aware of, just the cycles, and it's, for me, I have to veer off in the summertime because it's my time to kind of flower and create and do things, get out there. So naturally, I do deviate. I feel actually very, very good. I am a little bit tired, but I am working full time, 40 hours a week. So naturally, I will be tired. Other than that, I really don't have any other symptoms. So it's been a good summer for me. Just thought I'd update you guys on that. So yeah, today was my first dirt bike ride, and it actually went really well. I went in there with zero expectations, which I think is the first time for me, because usually the competitive nature and perfectionism would kick in, and I would always have these expectations before going out. I want to, let's say, climb that particular hill. Today I need to climb that hill, or today I need to jump that and clear that tabletop, or I need to, today I need to go through that mud hole. That's my, I always had these expectations, right? And it would kind of take the fun out of it. And today I'm like, you know, it's all good, and I was actually surprised. I did very well. My my skills are still there. Obviously, my physical is not. When I put on my gear this morning, I put on my elbow guards and my I have this knee guard thing, and I had to tighten everything because I lost so much muscle mass. Like my muscles just atrophied over the years, because it's strange. I still fit in the same clothes as I used to back in the day when I was really, really fit, but I was a solid 20 pounds heavier, and that was all muscles. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? So, yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys, in case some of you are going through similar life struggles. I shouldn't say life struggles, really. It's been great. It's been really great. It's been a blessing. I'm actually so happy that all of this happened. It had to. It had to. I was like for over a decade in my masculine. Oh my goodness. Like I was juggling between like two careers. I had my motocross career, I had my mining career. It was, just very, very, very much in my masculine, and always surrounded by men too, like men at work, in the mining industry, going underground, blending in with the boys, and then again at the motocross track, just surrounded by men. I was just like in my masculine. I was like a boy. And finally, I'm bringing things back the other way. Maybe sometimes a little bit too much into the feminine, but I'm finally more at flow with life, healing my relationships, to self, my relationship to my hobbies, dirt biking, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. So now I'm much more into my feminine, tapping into my intuition, and yeah, then that goes with like that's what I mean by going with the flow, the cycles. Doing the program more rigidly during the winter, rest and recharge, and my summers are more, relaxed in terms of the program, but then I have more time to do. I have more time to get out there, play with my flowers, to try new things. I've been experimenting with different meditations, I guess you could call them. It's not, I don't know. I personally don't think it's a meditation. It's more like an embodiment practice, archetypal embodiment. This is something that I've been experimenting with a lot this summer. It's been absolutely amazing for me. It's the more feminine path to healing, shamanic path, if you will. And I've been really, really enjoying it. I'm definitely wired that way, as opposed to just meditating into nothingness, and then pushing down. Like, I mean, it is definitely a good practice, but okay, quick little message. Definitely, don't be afraid to experiment with, if you're called to do something different. I mean, we are all so unique. And like Joe mentioned, nutritional balancing is definitely, oh, that's a huge bug. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was scary. Okay, yeah, we've got some pretty big bugs over here. um, like Joe was saying, NB is an awesome baseline practice, in terms of the nutrition and the hair tissue mineral analysis. They're all good indicators of where you're at with your health, and good baseline in terms of supplements. It's a very, very solid program. But I've come to realize that it's okay to deviate, and it's okay to not agree with some of the articles on his website. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm actually coming into my own truth. I'm becoming more and more aligned with my soul, and yeah, it's just been wonderful this summer. My growth this year has been awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm just absolutely looking forward to what's next on my path and just going with the flow, and I'm up for anything now at this time. It's all good. So yeah, I'll end it here because it's 20 minutes now. Hopefully I'll be able to upload it. So okay, good stuff, guys. I hope you're all doing well. And I don't really comment much sometimes in the group chat just because I'm so busy, especially during the week, but I'm always catching up on the conversations. So yeah, love you guys and talk to you all soon. Bye.